Pretty soon you look over at the bed and David's doing this. I remember! Hey, I'm a...
What if everything you thought you knew about Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, was wrong? Imagine for a moment that he never died in 1977, but instead vanished from the spotlight, trading his fame for something far more unexpected. Now, picture a humble pastor, Bob Joyce, whose soulful voice and striking resemblance have sparked a wildfire of speculation. Could it be possible? Today, we unravel the chilling confessions and the astonishing clues that have fans everywhere asking, could Pastor Bob actually be Elvis Presley? Stay with us as we dive into this mind-blowing mystery. It all started as a ripple on social media, a strange coincidence that turned into an internet sensation. Someone noticed a quiet, unassuming pastor named Bob Joyce, whose appearance seemed eerily familiar, and the comparisons began. Photos were scrutinized, and clips of his voice were dissected, sparking whispers that grew louder with each passing day. Theories swirled. Was this kind-hearted preacher hiding a past more incredible than anyone could imagine? The idea caught fire, spreading across forums and social media platforms like a modern-day legend, captivating thousands who couldn't resist diving deeper into the uncanny similarities. For fans of the king of rock and roll, the possibility was almost too much to process. Reactions ranged from stunned disbelief to outright fascination. Could it really be true? Was there even the slightest chance that the man who redefined music and captivated millions had left it all behind to embrace a quieter, more meaningful life? Social media was flooded with passionate debates, wild theories, and endless side-by-side comparisons. Those who believed clung to every detail, while skeptics dismissed it all as wishful thinking. But even the doubters couldn't deny the allure of the mystery. So, it begs the question, could someone as iconic as Elvis Presley truly leave behind the flashing lights, the roaring crowds, and the adoration of millions to start over in a life of peace and purpose? Could the king of rock and roll trade the stage for the pulpit? It's a thought that challenges everything we believe about fame, identity, and reinvention. And yet, the pieces of this puzzle seem to fall into place just enough to make you wonder. At first glance, the resemblance is striking enough to make anyone pause. The high, prominent cheekbones, the strong, defined chin, and the unmistakable facial structure, features so familiar they seem to leap out from the pages of history. But it's not just the face that has people talking. Observers have pointed out that Pastor Bob shares an identical body type and height with someone the world once called the King. Even the way he moves, the gestures he makes while speaking, and the subtle confidence in his posture feel eerily reminiscent of someone who once dominated stages worldwide. It's the kind of resemblance that goes beyond coincidence, leaving fans to wonder, could there be something more? And then there's the teeth. Yes, the teeth, an obsession for die-hard fans determined to find answers. Elvis, in his later years, was known for his perfectly aligned smile, a product of dental work that subtly altered his early appearance. Fans claim that Pastor Bob's smile bears an uncanny resemblance to Elvis's, right down to the polished alignment of his teeth. Close-up photos and side-by-side comparisons flood online forums, with enthusiasts pointing to even the most minute details as proof. To skeptics, it might sound absurd, but for those captivated by the mystery, it's these tiny fragments, features so specific and unique, that build an irresistible case. Could such precise similarities really be the product of chance, or is there a hidden truth beneath this puzzle? If there's one thing that makes this mystery even more compelling, it's the voices. Elvis Presley had a voice that could silence a room, a deep, soulful tone that was instantly recognizable. It wasn't just the power behind his vocals, but the warmth, the emotion, and the way his words seemed to resonate with everyone who heard him. Now, fans who have listened closely to Pastor Bob Joyce claim that his voice carries an almost identical quality. Whether he's delivering a heartfelt sermon or singing a gospel hymn, there's a familiar richness in his tone that sends chills down the spine of anyone who grew up listening to Elvis. Side-by-side analyses of recordings have only added fuel to the fire, with fans dissecting every inflection, every drawn-out syllable, and finding uncanny parallels between the two. But it's not just the sound of the voice, it's the passion behind it. Gospel music was one of Elvis's greatest loves, a genre that connected him to his roots and offered solace even at the height of his fame. Pastor Bob's devotion to gospel is no less striking. His congregation often speaks of the way his performances feel deeply personal, as if he's pouring his entire soul into every note. It's this shared reverence for gospel music, this raw emotional connection to the genre that leaves fans questioning whether they're witnessing more than just a coincidence. Could this shared love for gospel music be the invisible thread that ties their stories together? Or is it merely another tantalizing piece of the puzzle that keeps the mystery alive? One of Elvis Presley's most enduring legacies wasn't just his music, but the man himself, the kindness and humility that shone through even amidst the chaos of his fame. Fans often recall his genuine warmth, the way he connected with people as if each encounter mattered deeply. He was approachable, even in the midst of stardom, often taking the time to make his admirers feel seen and valued. It was this down-to-earth charm that made him not just an icon, but a man people felt they could relate to, a rare quality in someone whose life was constantly under the spotlight. Elvis's charisma wasn't just about stage presence, it was about heart, and that heart touched millions. Now, consider Pastor Bob Joyce, whose demeanor echoes a similar warmth. His congregation speaks of his approachable, gentle nature, a man who takes the time to truly listen and connect. There's a calmness about him, a peace that radiates through his ministry and draws people in. It's easy to imagine that if someone like Elvis had sought to step away from the pressure and chaos of fame, this kind of serenity would have been the refuge he craved. Pastor Bob's gentle confidence and quiet humility seem to reflect the kind of life Elvis might have longed for, a life centered on connection, meaning, and faith. Could this be a mere coincidence, or is it a glimpse into a hidden truth about the man behind the mystery? Throughout his sermons and teachings, Pastor Bob has made cryptic statements that continue to fuel curiosity and speculation. He often speaks with profound insight about transformation, identity, and the journey of faith, weaving his words with a depth that feels rooted in personal experience. Phrases like finding one's true purpose and letting go of the past to embrace a new life seem to carry a weight that resonates with those who listen closely. These reflections, while seemingly universal, leave many wondering if they're more than just spiritual teachings. Could they be subtle hints at a personal journey, one that Pastor Bob has chosen to share in fragments, leaving listeners to piece together the deeper meaning? This leads us to the ultimate question. Are these cryptic words simply the wisdom of a thoughtful preacher, or is Pastor Bob revealing something more? To those who have followed the unfolding mystery, his statements feel like breadcrumbs, leading to a truth that's both shocking and transformative. Every sermon, every carefully chosen phrase, feels like a window into a hidden story, one that could forever change how we see him. Is it all a series of coincidences, or is Pastor Bob, in his own quiet way, revealing a part of his identity that he's kept guarded for years? As we dive deeper, the answer may be closer than we think. When addressing the swirling rumors, Pastor Bob's words seem to reflect a man deeply grounded in his values. Instead of directly acknowledging or refuting the speculations, he shifts the focus to themes of integrity, purpose, and meaningful connections. In his sermons, he speaks passionately about living an honest life, one not defined by the world's expectations, but by a higher calling. He emphasizes the importance of building genuine relationships and finding peace through faith rather than chasing fleeting fame or recognition. It's as if he's reminding his listeners that what truly matters lies beyond public perception, an ethos that feels deeply personal and, to some, almost like a reflection of a transformative journey. Yet, his carefully chosen words leave just enough room for interpretation to keep the mystery alive. When asked about the comparisons and speculation, his responses are neither outright denials nor clear confirmations. Instead, they seem to dance around the edges of the question, inviting listeners to draw their own conclusions. Is Pastor Bob artfully sidestepping the rumors, or is there a quiet acknowledgement woven into his cryptic replies? His reluctance to clarify only deepens the intrigue, leaving everyone wondering, did he subtly reveal the truth, or is it all just a masterful coincidence? The decision, it seems, is left entirely to you. The idea of Elvis seeking peace and faith touches something deep within us all, the universal longing for reinvention, for second chances, for a life of purpose beyond the chaos. It's a mystery that invites us to wonder, could the king of rock and roll have found solace in a quieter existence? We want to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Could Pastor Bob Joyce truly be Elvis Presley? Share your theories in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let's keep the conversation alive.